Howdy, how's everybody out there in YouTube land? I'm sitting here late on a Saturday night, and I'd been thinking what I wanted to do my next video on, and got to thinking about a conversation that I had with a young lady that said that she really did not like her penmanship and that she'd love to know how to do calligraphy type stuff, but she just didn't know where to start or what to do. And I thought, well, there may be some other folks out there that feel the same way. Now, when I was a child in school and we was learning how to read and write and all that sort of thing, they had us do repetition, practicing of our penmanship, and we got graded on penmanship too. I don't know if they do that in school anymore, but they'd have us sit down with some lined paper and tell us to write our ABCs over and over again. So you take your pencil and you do both the capital letters and the small letters, and they tell you, you take 2 lines to do it. And so you go with your capital A and your small a and your capital B and your small b, and you do that throughout the entire alphabet. Now, I'm just using a regular pencil here to practice, and as we got better and fancier at our writing, they taught us cursive writing, and you do a capital A and you do a small a, and then you do your capital B and you do your small b. Now, I'm not saying that I am the best person in the world at writing, but I do the best I can. I'm not the fanciest writer in the world, but I do enjoy trying to make letters look pretty when I'm sending out letters or sending out thank you notes and stuff to people. I like to try to take some pride in what I produce. And you can go from here to different types of pens. You can have your fine point pens. You can have your ballpoint wide pens. You can have chisel tip markers. There's all sorts of things on the market for you to mess with. Now, this here is a fine point pen. So if I wanted to do a capital letter with that, I come in. Hopefully you can see that. That's a blue ink in that one. And you go with your capital B and your small b and a fine tip. I should have gathered up a whole bunch of different kinds of markers, but when you're experimenting at home, you can play with whatever works for you. There may be some pens that work better for you than others, that you like your writing better. I know that there's some pens that I prefer over other ones. Now, when you get into calligraphy pens, you buy what is called a quill. This is a quill. And in the end of that quill, there's a little circle there in the bottom of it. And you buy these nibs. You buy packs of them. The nibs, I got these off of Amazon. There's 12 nibs to the pack. There's different kinds of points in the nibs on them. And I don't know, one of them's rolled out of the pack here someplace on the desk. When you have a craft desk, you got stuff all over the place. Then you get some ink. Now, what I've got here is I've got a little bit of Bombay ink. This is India ink, and this is black that I put in the lid of the bottle here. And you dip your nib in that ink. Now, it doesn't draw up into anything like you would in a fountain pen. You just get it on the nib. And then you come over to your paper, and you can write your letters with the nib. Well, I guess I need a little more ink in there. But you write your letters with the nib on the bottom of it. And since this is an empty nib, it's taking a little bit for it to pull up the ink. There we go. Now it's starting to write. And you just keep practicing with the nibs. There's different points on them. They'll do different things as you're messing with them. And as you get better and better, you just keep dipping that ink in the inkwell. I'm just doing regular cursive writing here. I'm not doing any fancy calligraphy stuff. And as you get better with it and you want to practice more of your scroll type work, you know, you can come up with your tail, you come down and do your rounds. You can bring that tail up and scroll it around. You can take this part down and around, make a big old curly tail out of it as you bring it around. Say now, if I was going to write my name, I'd come in here with the R, and then I'd put in the E, come in with the N, join it up. Then I'd come in with the D, put in the A. Just take it one stroke at a time on your letters. And then I'd come in with the G and the apostrophe and the S. And then I come down here and put in the D. I didn't have any lined paper, so I just took a piece of copy paper and drew some lines on it with a pencil. And that's how you practice your writing. And you just practice whatever you got, a little bit at a time. Well, I misspelled that. Lord, I need to go back to school, don't I? Desings? That's not right. Okay, well, you know, that's how we get it right the second time. Let's come in and do it again. Maybe it'd even be prettier the second time. Let's get the letters right this time. Gee whizziker willikers. How about that? That's better. And then we mark that one out. Oh, gee, isn't it nice to know I'm human? I'm crafty, but I'm pitiful at spelling, ain't I? Saying this up here with the B, I didn't get that real straight, so come back in and clean that up a little bit there and bring it around. And you can put scrollies underneath it, you know, and make it look all fancy. If you ever get an opportunity to go to your local courthouse, go to the recorder's office and tell them at the recorder's office you would like to see some of the old record books, if they have them there, and all of them do. They all keep in all the old records. And tell them that you're particularly interested in seeing the writing that they have in these old record books. Because back in the old days, they did everything by hand. They wrote out everything by hand. They made everything look pretty. And some of it is so script, as a matter of fact, that you can't even hardly read it. It is really fancy scroll work that they did. And then, well, let's see, we've got Brandy Lynn that's on the show there with me. So let's do her name here. Get plenty of ink on the nib. Come on, nib. Suck it up and play right here. Put me in some pretty letters there. See if I can spell her name without messing everything up. Now the ink's wet on that, so I wouldn't be touching that for a while. Let that dry good. And we got Miss Melissa on the show. So let's see how I can do with some Melissa letters. And we got Miss Amanda there from Chroma Arts that was our guest last week on the show. She's going to be on this coming week's show. We're going to be having an auction Monday night on the 20th. I hope everybody can join us for that. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have a lot of pretty things to offer up. Give you an opportunity to get some pretty things that you won't be able to buy no place else. There's Amanda's name. And I'm running a little challenge on the channel to send me a card. If you'll send me a card and I receive it by December the 11th, I will put your name in a drawing. I'm going to have a drawing on the channel on December the 11th and during the live show. It's going to be for a Surebonder glue gun. It doesn't have to be a Christmas card, just something you made. My address is in the description of this video. After you've done this enough, you'll know where your letters should begin and where they should end. So that's how you you just do some fancy writing. You can get these nibs, all different kinds of selection in the nibs on them. Let me pick a different one here and write a little something. Let's see here. What strikes my fancy? Let's see. Why don't we take this bad boy out right here? So all you got to do is just pull that right out of the quill. We'll lay that one aside. Grab another one. Stick it right there in that little circle on the end of it. Like that. Take it and dip it in the ink. You'll learn to make your numbers. Card challenge received by December the 11th at my address, which is in the description of the video. And I will put your name in the pot for the drawing. for the Surebonder glue gun, and this is it right here, so that you know what I'm talking about. It's an all temp or a dual temp, I guess it is, glue gun, and it's got a safety fuse. Back of it's got the cord and stuff in there. It's brand new in the package, never been opened, and I think you'll enjoy that glue gun. Here's a chance for you to win one. So that's what I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed this, but ain't nobody came out of the womb knowing how to write fancy. So you got to just keep practicing and learn how to do it. Repetition is the key. You can sit in front of the TV set or in front of the computer while you're watching these videos with a piece of paper and a pencil and sit there and practice your lettering over and over again. And you get chisel tip marker. You'll get even fancier with writing your letters. You'll really enjoy this, and it'll be nice to sit down and take a pen to a card and be able to write nice lettering in it, thanking people for their presents and packages and whatever nice thing that they did for you. It's always polite to send a thank you card, and if you have taken the time to sit down and write it by hand, people will appreciate that you took the effort to do something by hand for them that you did yourself. So there you have this video. I hope you enjoyed this. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and share it around on all your social media. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you'd like to stay informed on when I'm doing these videos, just click that little bell beside that subscription button when you subscribe, and it'll send you notifications every time I put a video up. So that's what I had for you today in this video, and I look forward to the live feed there on Monday night with the auction and seeing all of you there and having some fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I think we're going to have a blast with that auction. So come and join us and have some fun in the chat room with all the other people there that come and join us for some fun. And we'll see you in the next video. Remember, Brenda's crafty. Be like Brenda.